What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions. In today's reaction video, we're going to be checking out a completely unsigned independent band from the local scene in my hometown of Chicago. Now, these guys are fairly new, man. They started during the pandemic, and their first live show they ever played was less than 6 months ago, man. But in that time, they've been building a lot of hype in the local Chicago scene, and they're about to release a full-length album. Now, while there are members of this band whose names I recognize, and they are people that I've met in passing when I was still in Chicago, I've got to be honest and admit, one of the people in this band I know extremely well because we used to be in a band together years ago. It was actually the last band I was in before I became a roadie. But you guys know how I operate on here. Just because I know him, I'm not just going to be sunshine and rainbows. And if this shit sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. But I'm excited to check this out because I have heard a couple of their really early releases when they first started. But from what I gather, this is going to be a lot different. And it's going to be a totally different style from the stuff that I did in the band with that member. So this might be a little different from what we normally check out on this channel, but I'm excited about it, man. And if you enjoy what you hear today, they do have their very first album coming out on February 11th, 2022. It's going to be called Welcome to Miami, Illinois. And it's completely self-released by these guys. Again, no label, no nothing like that. So I figured let's just check it out on here and see what we got, man. So I will link this original video in the description below. And today, I'm once again going to be checking out Night Spice. And for the very first time, checking out their brand new music video for their song, Plums. Let's go. Well, that's a stingray.
Floating away, and nothing makes sense at all. And skies turn to gray. The world, it just seems so
So right away, I'm pretty sure this is the first thing I've heard from this band that actually has vocals in it. I thought these guys started as an instrumental band, and the guy singing, Kevin, is actually the guy that I was in a band with years ago. He was the guitar player with me in Inept. Now, what's interesting about this is I've never really heard him sing clean a lot, and he sounds pretty good. The last band he was in, he was pretty much screaming the whole time. He had another like metalcore / almost deathcore kind of band from Chicago. This is interesting. This is like really borderline synthwavy rock, which is stuff I'm not really into. But I'm really impressed by the production of this, especially audio-wise. And I did see before I started this that this was mixed by Mateo Camargo from Medina Lake. And he's known in the Chicago scene for mixing a lot of really good stuff. So, not really surprising to me that this sounds good. Let's see what we get in the rest of this, man. I'm kind of curious to see if this changes at all, or if this is going to be very synthwavy.
But the second I wake, it feels like I've been betrayed. No, these thoughts are my own. The feelings just aren't the same. Feels like I'm running in circles and I'm out of
Oh, that was a great change.
lost in the motion and I can't find myself. I'm running in circles and I'm out of breath. Lost in the motion and I can't find myself. I'm running in circles and I'm out of breath. Lost in the motion, I can't find myself. I'm running in circles and I'm out of breath. Lost in the motion, and I can't find myself.
When the f did he get his hand tattooed? That last part was what really drew me into this, man. Started off a little hard for me, just personal taste to grab onto, but that big build into that last part was really, really awesome, man. I love how everything opened up into that sound. Gear-wise, we've got a lot of keyboards going on that I don't know a ton about because I've mainly been a guitar, bass, and drum tech. I did see some Novation stuff. The thing that kind of just blew my mind is that Kevin, their singer, is playing a Strandberg. Strandberg is a Swedish guitar manufacturer owned by Ola Strandberg that really started becoming popular in like the last 10 years or so. You see a lot of like gent players and metalcore players using it. Misha Mansour has used some of their stuff, Tosin Abasi as well, but they're very known for that headless design. And what Kevin is playing is the Boden, if I remember the name correctly. And I'm pretty sure that's an 8-string, man, which is, I mean, very surprising for this musical style to me, but it's pretty cool that he's using that. One of the other guitars that I saw, I can't specifically pick out exactly model-wise, and company-wise, I might be wrong too, but it really looks like a Gibson Les Paul Jr. with a double cutaway, but I'll see if I can find out exactly what that is. And then bass guitar wise, it's definitely a Stingray. I can't tell if it's a straight up Ernie Ball or a Sterling model, but I'll have to look into that. Sterling is like the mid-level from Ernie Ball Music Man, comparable to like LTDs are with ESPs and stuff like that. And then the drummer, I can't see what kind of kit he's playing, but I'm pretty sure I saw a Zildjian Cymbals logo. And one of the most interesting things that I forgot to bring up is that all the guys in this band have like metal backgrounds. The drummer for this band is also the drummer for the Fallen Dreams, like the brutally heavy band for the Fallen Dreams, that band. So kind of interesting to see these guys doing all of this. I'm just going to listen to the rest of this and see how this goes.
Lost in the motion, and I can't find myself.
That's a great vocal note too. That was really interesting. Like music, structure-wise and everything, that was super interesting. I'm going to watch that again and listen to it again, and then we'll go talk more about it in this outro. One of the most interesting things about that song to me was how genre blending and sound blending it really was. Like, I was kind of imagining in my head the crowd that would see these guys live with how this sounded. And it was like 50-50 between like the super hipstery crowd that would be like into like the synthwavey elements in the beginning, mixed with the rock crowd that was that sound in the middle of it, man. I'm really interested in hearing this full album to see what these guys come up with, considering their backgrounds, to see what kind of sound they come up with, man. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be all over the place. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just feel like where these guys come from and some of the influences that they have, this album has the potential of just being really broad on the scale of what it actually sounds like. But these guys have already done some interesting live shows as well. They did Spring Awakening in Chicago with a bunch of EDM groups and stuff like that. Like, very interested to see where this goes, man. Maybe we'll do a full album stream on Twitch or something when it comes out. I'll see if these guys would allow me to do that. But I'm definitely very interested. While, like I said, the very beginning of it is not something that I would normally gravitate to, that entire middle part was right up my alley, man. Really good tones, great rhythm, great vocal melody. It was really cool, and I'm going to check out more of this. And just as a reminder, if any of you guys watching liked this, I'll throw all their social medias and links below where you can check it out. And their full-length album does drop on February 11th, and you should check that out as well if you liked this. So thank you very much for watching. If this is your first time here, feel free to click subscribe. I release new videos all the time. Subscribing is free, and it helps my channel out a ton. If you liked this video, I would greatly appreciate the like, as that also helps the channel. But if you disliked it, no big deal, man. Thank you very much for your time. You are free to click dislike if you didn't like it. I'm also on a ton of different social media. I have a Discord server that a lot of us hang out on all the time. I have a Twitch where I often stream video games, live reactions, bass playthroughs, guitar tech work. So if any of that stuff interests you, I will throw links in the description below. My handle on everything social media is @TankTheTech. Thank you so very much for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.